Hello, this is Barbie coming to you with another project from the beautiful things I got from Beebeecraft.com. There are links in the description box to the beads I'm using. And I have another project. I'm drinking coffee while I work. I have another project done last week with a bracelet that you can go back and see. I think I wore it to church last night and what I did with it. But today I'm using these natural stone beads. I've got them spread everywhere. Um, you get 280 of these natural stone beads. It looks like you got sodalite and amethyst, carnelian. I don't know what that yellow is. And the green is either aventurine or jade. They're different colors of green. And there are tiger's eye in there too. I am only using in this project the green, the orangey red, the navy blue, which I believe, I'm not really sure what they are, but they're pretty. And I'm just using orange, green, yellow, blue in that sequence. Um, I am working on a piece of wire, and this is Beadalon's 49 strand wire. I think I may have gotten this one from Kristen. I can't remember. Uh, and it doesn't give a gauge. It just says it's a 49 strand. I believe this is that 49 strand stainless pieces wound together. But anyway, that's what I'm using. I do have my own hardware you can get anywhere. Um, here's the little spacer beads I'm using. I don't even know if they all match. I just grabbed a bunch of them out of my stash. And what I intend to do is take this earring made of glass and incorporate it as a pendant. And I'm not sure how that'll work. We'll see. I can always take it off. But I picked the stone colors that would go. Let me bring you a little closer. I picked the stone colors that would go with the earring piece. Thus, I only used four, three colors. No, four colors, excuse me. So this is what the look I'm going for. So I did a little bit of this before you joined me. I'll loosen this so you can see what I did. I'm using wire. I just hooked it onto the jump ring. And I use wire guards. You don't have to. It keeps the wire from wearing out against the loop. This is all costume findings anyway. And I dare say I'd wear it enough for the metal to wear out. But I did use a wire guard. And you can see where I crimped it here. Crimp bead is just an itsy bitsy little bead, and you put it on there. And I have a special tool that you crimp in the middle, and it pushes down, but puts the two pieces of wire side by side. And then you use the third hole on the thing, and you squeeze it the other way to squeeze them together. This is what a crimping tool looks like. You see, you've got those little holes, but you don't really have to do all that. If you wanted to use a different kind of cord or whatever, or um, you don't have to. I pretty much suggest the crimp, but if you don't want to use a wire guard, you don't necessarily have to. Just gives it a more polished appearance. And I know a lot of people clip their wire right at the crimp bead. I don't. I run it on down through through the beads for a little ways. Um, the length that you want to do, I guess, depends on how many beads you have and how long you like your necklaces. Um, I've got a pretty nice piece of wire here, but you could do a bracelet if you wanted to. Same technique. I have to get back onto this wire here where I was using two. These are natural stones. Uh, I like to do the knotted bracelets with that big, heavy waxed cord, and these are not a good candidate for that. I think it would help if I put on my reading glasses. But I've got most of the necklace strung. Thought I would do the rest with you guys. And there you go. And you can see I've got little disc-like spacer beads on here. And I always start with a spacer bead instead of a bead. I don't know that that's correct or even, whatever. I just do. And I have these strung 2 stones and 1 spacer bead. Uh, when I'm working with little stones like these, I like, if you put 2 together, it seems like you have a stronger appearance of the color and everything. Um, but you can see the color just shows up a little better when there's 2 stones than when there's only 1. And you also, if you're kind of wondering if you have enough spacer beads, it saves a little bit on spacer beads too, which I have a whole lot, but finding matching ones are the challenge. Okay. Once I get these back on here, we're ready to go. Okay. I like these deep, rich jewel tones. I know some people don't. I do. Um, Also, if you look in that description box, there's a link. If you have over 100 subscribers on your channel, you also, oh, look what I sat and did was I pulled a lot of those beads off when I did that. I'll have to put them back on. You can also order free products and they ask that you do a haul video and 2 projects. And that's what I'm doing. This is my second project. And it's a very generous gift that they allow you to have um, for just, a little bit of time. I started doing my live videos as private and then making them uh, public after the fact. That way, if I do some really embarrassing, stupid thing like I did with my first uh, tutorial, I'm going to clip that. Hold on. I don't like to clip it right up at the crimp bead, but I'm going to clip it right here. There we go. All right. That had become a nuisance. Okay. So here we are, and we're at orange, so we go to green next, to green, and the wire goes very easily through these little stone beads. The holes are perfect. I was having a little trouble getting 2 strands through, but it would go through. There we go. And, a lot of times I do a lot of remaking of jewelry and saving vintage pieces and stuff. And I used to throw a lot of the little divider beads away, separator beads, whatever you want to call them. And I started keeping a lot of them because you just can't really have too many. Okay, we got our little separator. I don't know that these are all the exact same size, but I don't think it really matters. I have 2 of those earrings, and I could have actually fixed those as a set of earrings, but they're so heavy. I just think they would be so much prettier as a pendant, so I'll have enough to do 2. So I may offer one of these on our program, on our next little sale, which might be before Tuesday. It could be as early as tonight or tomorrow or even Saturday. I don't know. But I'm going to be having a buy it now. I'm calling it inventory clean out kind of claim sale. Nothing's going to it's all going to be buy it now, and nothing will be over $5. So you could really snatch some bargains. I just don't have room for all the stuff I have. So, if you're on a budget particularly, or even if you're not, um, you may want to check that out. Just look for the hello Belle. Belle has arrived. We just had a terrible storm. Our front yard probably is still a river. Um, the highway department did something to our road a couple of years ago and caused the water to flow differently. We have a creek down by the road, and it's breaking the bank of the creek down and messing everybody's yards and some people's houses up. And we've asked them. They came out several times, the highway department, and said they knew what to do to fix it. And they said they had some other job to finish first, which they never did. Never came back. And so we called them back today. But anyway, it was coming from the hill above us, another road, and coming down through the people across the street yard into the road and then into the creek. But the creek was overflowing, and Ken couldn't get out of the driveway to go to my daughter's this afternoon. He had promised to keep Parker when he woke up, and he couldn't even get out of the driveway. So anyway, but it's over, I think, and I hope. We've had a lot of weather lately. Oops. Let's see what kind of length we've got so far. I like to put great big lobster claw hooks on things because they're easier for my carpal tunnel hands to operate. Okay, we're at about 11 inches right now. And when we get to the end, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to use a wire guard and the crimp bead. Crimp beads sound so complicated, and they really aren't. And that little tool makes them so easy. You could do them. I used to do them without a crimp beading tool. And I used to sometimes just use crimp covers. They don't work quite as well. The crimp bead actually lines those two wires or threads up side by side, and it puts a little indentation in the middle so they're kept separate. And also, it adds an element of kind of a finished look to your project. Let's see. The yellows seem to be in like two different, well, which is natural stones, they're different. But I've tried to kind of alternate between the lighter yellow and the darker yellow. I need a spacer. We are getting there. Okay. After yellow comes the dark blue, and I don't know. Oh, I guess I'm the worst for assuming that dark blue is lapis. It isn't always. It usually should have some gold or coppery color to be lapis. But they've included what I thought was. Well, here's one with the blue and white, which is pretty often sodalite, but I'm not sure what the dark blue is. If these were man-made stones, I would even assume that it might be uh, blue goldstone, which everybody loves. It's a man-made product, but so beautiful, blue goldstone. It's like a midnight sky, so pretty. But I'm not exactly sure. They're all natural. And I did put the link. Let me get some coffee. I did put the link in the description box. Um, so you can, and there's also a coupon down there, coupon code. And I can't remember how much it gets you off, but it tells you down below. And if you use that coupon when you buy some, if you decide just to buy some of these beads or something else, they have all kinds of stuff. You get a percentage or amount off. I can't remember how much. But if you have over 100 subscribers, you too could do what I'm doing and probably do it better than I'm doing it. And they're very nice. It's basically the honesty, what do you call it? It's, you're on the honesty factor. They don't chase you down and say, have you done your videos? But all they require is 100 subscribers. So a lot of you would want, and there's other type of crafts besides just jewelry. And there's, all kinds of different crafting technique or genre, whatever you want to call it, categories of items. And they also, if you click on the sale items, they've got really good deals. Really, really, really good deals. And sometimes I guess that probably fluctuates depending on availability. But these beads were $16 and some change, and you got 280 beads in this little container right here, all stone. Okay. And yes, my bead mat is tatty. I have some new ones. I love this one. It's a little bigger, and Lydia sent this to me. Lydia Rito Jewels, and I love Lydia, and some of the sweetest people on YouTube. And she gave me this, and it's just when I'm beading on it, it just gives me a warm feeling to know Lydia sent it to me. So, holes and all, I still love it. And if you haven't got a beading mat, it's not the same as fleece. It's not the same as felt. It makes all the difference in the world in how much you can enjoy your beading. If you're working on a hard surface, the beads roll everywhere. This is just perfect. And plus, it's just very comfortable to work on. We are coming towards the end, guys. Of course, I like my necklaces long. Segment bead, or a little separator bead. Okay, we have orange. Next is green. I made, I have those other beads I did the last project with were Mille Fiori. If you look back and see that project, there were some beads in there, little watermelons, Mille Fiori beads and glass beads, and I'm going to show those at some point. They're just simple little stacked bead earrings, but they were so cute, and I wore them on I think July 4th is when I wore them to a picnic, and everybody thought they were so cute, or cookout, not a picnic. It was at my daughter's, and my daughter and my daughter-in-law thought they were so cute, and Parker liked them. Parker likes to see what earrings I'm wearing. I have some that have, he used to be crazy about bananas. And I have some fruit earrings I bought from Frugal Gal. If you don't know her, subscribe to her channel. Um, it's the Frugal Gal, I think. But I bought them back from her, and she said, "You realize that I got these from you?" And I said, "Yep, but I need them back." They're like, what's her name? Where's fruit? You know who I'm talking about. Blues next. My daughter would tell me, "You can't wear earrings. He'll pull them out of your ear." And I said, so I've got him to where you can say, what do you have to be with grandmother's earrings? And he'll say, meaning easy. He knows he has to be easy. They don't know if you don't teach them, you know. Okay, blue comes reddish orange. And this orange is like a carnelian orange. It's not an ugly orange. It's pretty. It's not Halloween orange. Ken said the water was subsiding. I hope so. Creeks are wonderful, but I guess with everything, there's a price to pay. Let's see where we are lengthwise. 12. About 18, and I cannot wear an 18-inch necklace. So I'm going to keep going until my wire tells me I can't go any further. I hope everyone's having a nice day. And I know I'm talking to you and you can't talk back when I'm live because the other day I started a live video and I had already done one test run of the bracelet, but I had used clear nail polish on the end of the cord. And so it wasn't too terribly difficult. The Mille Fiori have kind of smaller um, holes in, but I didn't use the nail polish. Well, when I got online to do the video, oh my goodness, I couldn't get it to do anything. It was so embarrassing. And I labored for like, I don't know, half an hour, and everybody was so patient. And I finally just said I was sorry, I'd come back later. So I deleted that video and did another one with nail polish on the, that little, just dipping it in nail polish helps tremendously. Clear nail polish. Sometimes you have to do it, smooth it out, and do it again and let it dry between uh, to get the amount you need to stiffen it so it goes through the holes better. But that was embarrassing. You live and learn, I guess. I thought since I had done the prototype, I was really ready. I'm getting short on spacer beads that I like. If you are new to our channel, which you may be, just someone who makes jewelry and doesn't really buy jewelry, we do an auction on Tuesday nights, my husband and I. It's called Coffee and Jewelry with Barbie and Ken. And we have a good time. We do contests and giveaways and stuff. And we have some really pretty jewelry. Sometimes it may be more higher end stuff, but most of the time it's mixed in with some lower budget conscious type jewelry. It's nothing for me to start something at $3 or $4. Usually on Tuesday nights, we're doing auction style bidding. But I am getting ready to do a show that I'm calling it a inventory clearance claim sale. I'm just overrun. I mean, you can't walk through this office. So within the next several days, there will be a buy it now sale, claim sale, whatever, where you just say you want it, and it'll be a certain price, and whoever says it first gets it. And there'll be tons of stuff so everybody can. But the prices will be very good at that. Nothing will be more than $5. That's the most anything would be. And there'll even be some dollar things. We are almost finished, but I don't want to. I want it a little longer. One more green. Here we go. like a necklace that you don't have to clasp it at all, that you can just throw it over your head. Those are my favorites. I call them the going out the door necklaces. When you realize you look kind of plain, but you don't have time to fool with either finding your husband or to hook it or hooking it yourself. Okay, let's see how long we are now. I think we're getting there. 12. I'm at 21 inches. Let's go a little farther. I need to get a yardstick. Yellow. I wrote a measuring tool onto the table with Sharpie, and it's just like I'm always working on the table. So if I want to measure something, I can't get to the marks. So I'm going to get me a yardstick. But we are about to get there, and I'll show you how to put on the crimp bead, and to do that when we get there. I don't promise I can do that well on camera. I don't usually, but I do better taping on a private video and then just clicking it to public than I do trying to make something on a public live. Is embarrassing to me. I glance up and see somebody in the chat that I know is so much more skilled than me, and I think, oh, how embarrassing. We have some very talented people in our jewelry community. But if you would like to come on Tuesday night, just look back at some of our auctions. They're on this same channel. And if you would like to bid, I ask that you just send your PayPal information to that email that's listed on there. But you don't have to if you don't want to bid or you want to wait and see what it's all about. I just can't accept bids till you've registered. A lot of times what happens is somebody comes in and bids the bid up, and it turns out, they have no intention of being a serious buyer. You don't have their information. And it's either bidded up for someone else or they got it and then they don't pay for it. And so it's just a problem. It's a little better if you get the information first. Okay, I'm going to stop here, I believe. Let me see where we are. Yeah. We're about 22 inches. That's good. Okay. I might go 23. Let me just go 23. 24 is my favorite, but I won't keep you here that long. But let me put another one or two on there. Okay, we'll end with two green ones. I believe those are aventurine. They might be jade. I'm not sure. It just says natural stones. I'll have to look. Okay, let me get one more spacer and we're good to go. Here we go. Now, I've got all my hardware sitting in that little flower thing. Now, the next thing that I do is you want to be sure that everything's nice, that, let gravity straighten out the kinks, so to speak. So it's not too loose and not too tight. And next, what we're going to do, we're going to go over here. We dump those out. And we're going to get a crimp bead. And here's what a crimp bead looks like. Just an itsy bitsy little teeny bead that you can crush. I just dropped it. Or did I? Yeah, get another one. Okay, got my crimp bead. Now I'm going to get my wire guard. And here's what a wire guard looks like. And they are very cheap. You don't have to have a wire guard, but here it is. There we go. I hope I don't have bronzeweiger in my fingernails. I was eating bronzeweiger earlier. There we go. When I feel like my iron's low, I eat bronzeweiger. It's made of liver. There we go. Okay. Hold on just a minute. My husband has a grocery list for me to approve.
I added some.
We need 2 kinds of dish detergent, machine and hand.
But that's other than cookies.
2 kinds of detergent.
Oh, I know.
Okay. All right.
I know.
All right. Now I'm going to take my wire guard and you'll notice it's like a little horseshoe. And we're going to go up one side, over the top, and down through the other side. Okay, we're up one side. Let me go down the other side. Looks like a little pair of headphones to me. And then we'll go down the other side. Maybe we will. And there's another way with like pearls and things. There's stuff called French wire that I use on pearls when I can. It's kind of expensive and it looks like the spring out of an ink pen. Okay, now we got our, see, there's the wire guard. Now, the crimping bead is still there. I've got to run my wire down through that crimping bead so that both wires are in the crimping bead. Okay, here's where we are. Both wires are in the crimping bead. Oh goodness, I was supposed to put the, I can do that after the fact. Okay, now what we're going to do, I've got to come in with my crimping pliers and squeeze this little booger right here. But I need to try to have the wires side by side. Let's see if I can get that. And what a wire guard is for is to protect your wire from rubbing. Okay, I'm going to the second hole in my crimping tool. I'm going to squeeze. Now, what I ended up with is a little tube with a channel in the middle so that the wires are side by side like that. Now I come in with the very last hole on my crimping pliers and squeeze them the other way so that it kind of locks them up. And this is hard to do when you're not on camera. So I'm going to pull over here for a second till where I can see what I'm doing. There we go. Okay, there we go. And that's nice and tight. And what I do is I like to tuck part of my wire down through the beads. I know a lot of people don't. Part of that's just left over from using cord all these years. And worrying about it, and part of that is the knitter in me because you have to weave all your ends in when you knit something where it ends up over the years and time coming apart. So still may do it, but so I'm going to maybe I am. But what I was going to show you, let me do that first. I will come in, and I meant to do this so that I wouldn't have to open this little hook, but that's okay. I've got a nice big jump ring. Since I'm using such a nice big clasp, it needs a nice big jump ring. So I'm going to open it. I meant to put that on before I did the hardware down here. Okay, and we just slide that onto there and close it. There. Now, I'm going to run this last wire down through a few more beads, and we will call it done. I'll show it to you on the bust if you. Oh, we've got to add the focal point, the earring. Forgot about that. That was the whole point of the whole thing, wasn't it? I'm having trouble getting it back down through here. Hold on. Don't leave me. I know this is annoying. My friends would tell me it was annoying, so feel free. But I do want you to see how the finished piece looks when I get that focal point on there. I guess I'm going to have to do what a lot of other people do is trim that, but I may try to weave it in when we get off the air. Okay, here's my earring. It has a French hook on there, so probably what I'll just do is clip that off. It's an old yucky. I don't want to clip the embedded. There we go. There we go. Let me throw that in the trash. So here's what we have. Okay, this is just common sense, but I will just say, okay, say we hang it just straight on the wire. It's going to hang this way. We need to have it to where it will hang this way, don't we? So we need a hook. We need another, something similar to this. And since this matches the one on the end, I will just use it. Now, if this were a precious piece, I would use some sort of wrapped loop or bell that okay. So this will move to where we can center it. Let me hook it. I've got to weave that wire back on in when we get off the air. Alrighty, here's what we end up with. Ah, clumsy me. There we go. See how pretty? That just picked up all those colors. And you can do the same thing with any kind of piece of, there's so many Murano type pendants and blown glass pendants with pretty colors. You could pick them up out of this stone lot from Beebeecraft and do a chain. They look so much better than they do on cords. But glass looks kind of funny sometimes on a chain. But if you have these beads, you can pick up all your glass pendant colors. What is that? And do a necklace. So I appreciate you being with me today. Let me come up. I look lovely today. This is the work look. Thanks for being with me. Bye.